That some bitch was murdered. We were telling you that since 1994.
Bit more gangster, I guess you'd say, than...
Before we begin, let's thank our great sponsors. And if you want information on how to become one, you can go to jasonbailey.com. Much love to Inspect All Pest Services, because bugs, termites, and critters, they don't belong in your house. Inspect All handles pest control, termite protection, and wildlife removal. Here's the number one reason to use them. One company that does it right the first time. Bonus, they also take care of insulation, pressure washing, and gutter maintenance all across Atlanta. Less calls, less stress, better results. InspectAllServices.com. If life makes you Google lawyer, call the Aurora Law Firm, led by the Mad Dog, Manny Aurora. This Georgia-based team handles criminal defense, white-collar cases, DUI, expungements, and more. Nationwide, number one reason to call the Mad Dog, they know the system and how to beat it. The Aurora Law Firm, because oops needs backup. TheAuroraLawFirm.com. Life gets heavy. Stress, work, relationships, all of it. That's where Ridgeline Counseling can help. Led by Dr. David Markwell and a team of 10 therapists, Ridgeline offers in-person sessions at 3 of his Georgia locations: East Cobb, Marietta, and McKaysville, or virtual visits wherever you're at and most comfortable with. Number one reason to choose Ridgeline, you don't have to do it alone. Ridgeline Counseling. Real help when you need it. MarkwellTherapy.com. Power goes out, not at your house, if you call Alternate Power Solutions. They're a family-owned Generac generator dealer, founded in 2012, handling sales, installation, service, and repair for home standby and portable generators across Georgia and Tennessee. Here's the number one reason to use them. You don't pay a dime until the job is done and you're 100% happy. Every customer gets an upgraded warranty, free monitoring with a service contract, flexible financing, and they actually keep generators and parts in stock, plus an A+ rating with the BBB. All you have to do is call 770-853-7571 or visit poweringgeorgia.com for a free home assessment. Use the discount code Bailey for $500 off your entire installation. Alternate Power Solutions, because losing power shouldn't mean losing your mind. Looking for the ultimate wellness boost? Meet a live ozone therapy spa. Central Florida's first and only ozone therapy spa. From ozone therapy to red light therapy, halo therapy, presso therapy, PEMF grounding mats, and even in-house ozone-infused products. A live ozone therapy spa's got everything to help you feel amazing, inside and out. Repair, rejuvenate, and restore your body. Here's the number one reason to try a live ozone therapy spa, because they combine cutting-edge therapies with natural holistic care. Go online to aliveozonetherapyspa.com. Use the discount code BS10 for 10% off your services and products. A live ozone therapy spa, because feeling your best shouldn't be optional. Thanks to all of our sponsors. And with that being said, let's begin the show.
I think we should do a podcast about rock and roll. I got some stories.
Yeah, let's do it. Welcome to the Vinyl Road Podcast.
Yeah. There it is, episode 37 of the Vinyl Road Podcast. Story about rock and roll, stories from the road, life, and everything in between. It's all in the BPX. That is the Bailey Podcast Exchange. Who knew? 3 different shows, 5 days a week, one feed, all of your content that you need. Get the video version on Spotify, jasonbailey.com. Also up there, the merch store. So if you would like to, next time you are moseying out to see Saliva, have a Vinyl Road t-shirt, hat, shorts, underdrawers, bra, whatever they sell up there, go to jasonbailey.com. All right. Thanks for being here. My name is Jason Bailey. Right there, that is the man himself, Mr. Brad Stewart. Hello, Brad. Hello.
What up? How about you?
I'm good. You see my mic popper is nice and clean. I soaked it in less oil for a long time the other day.
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
I don't have one of those. That's why I'm off axis from the thing. I don't want it to be every time I say P or T or S, like, yeah.
I'll tell you what this does. Not only does it stop you from popping your peas, but it also makes me not dip while I'm doing the podcast.
I was going to think, did that thing smell like shit or what, bro? It could not have smelled good if you're dipping every day and speaking into it, man. Good God.
Well, it was like a thing, right? I'm sitting here and I'm doing the show. I did, like, when I did my radio shows, I would go through an entire can of dip on my radio shows.
Good God.
So, I'm sitting here, you have to unfortunately, it's a little bit different because we're not in the same room, but you have to train the people that you're with. You're like, okay, when I'm spitting, you talk, that's the cue. And the podcast world, easier said than done. So anyway, like I stopped dipping while I did the shows, which is fine. And I looked at it and like, I have another mic over here with one on there, and Rach and I do the Honey, I Raised the Kids, podcast. So if you go and look at the social media clips that I post, look at her microphone and her pop thing and how clean it is.
I know.
And look at mine. It's brown. I'm
man.
Like,
fucking gross, dude. But thankfully you never switched them on her. She would have gagged right there on the show, man.
I took a bowl and I put the best cleaning solution ever, OG Lest Oil, and I just soaked it in there for an entire day, and I just watched it go. So nice and clean, pop a peeper.
And it's working now. It's working better now. It's ripping. Yeah,
it's ripping. Let's start off this episode by giving flowers to our friend Austin John Winkler. Have you seen his rendition of Three Doors Down's Here Without You in tribute to Brad Arnold?
I have. I thought he knocked it out of the park. It was very heartfelt, very you could tell that he meant it. He meant it. He was connected on that one for sure, man. Love him as an individual too. He's a great guy, and it's cool that he did that. I know a lot of people are doing tributes in the wake, of course, of Brad's passing, and it's cool to see, but it's really cool to see someone do it justice like that. I mean, he's a great singer anyway, and I think he's got such an original sounding voice.
I agree.
I mean, he didn't try to make himself sound like, he just did it in his own way, man. I think that's tip of the hat to him for that shit, man.
But when Brad got sick, a little over a year ago, I guess it was.
Yeah.
And just about every band in the genre, even outside country, if they had a show that night when Brad posted that video of him being sick, they did a tribute. But there was a lot of bands that didn't do a full song. And it's not like, you tell me, a Three Doors Down song, if you're a musician, wouldn't be that difficult to learn and or play, right?
I mean, it's not like learning like a Metallica song where it's riffy and there's solos and things are going crazy. A lot of it is, very not basic, but it's
elementary.
No, I wouldn't even say, it's funny because they say, I guess, in songwriting and I guess in Nashville and other places, there's no money past the fifth fret. Like it's, basically like straight like chords just can speak more than you getting too busy or getting too crazy with the framework of the song, at least, right? I mean, they're definitely not trying to do, play like a Rush song, like or Dream Theater or something. They're not. That's just not their thing. So yeah, you can learn it, and I think people did do, do the songs justice. I don't know if they just didn't do the whole song, maybe because maybe their set times conflicted or something, but they wanted to put something in there, of course, and pay tribute. Maybe there was some other reasons why they just didn't do the whole thing, aside from,
I mean, the tribute that Austin John Winkler did, that was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And he said, this is the only time I'm going to do it. I'm not going to record it. I'm not going to release it. This is just, me for Brad. And I thought it was beautiful. Just absolutely gorgeous.
Did you know Brad's wife did one? Did you hear that one?
I did not.
Yeah.
I wish I could play this stuff, but then I get dinged and they take the episode down. So, you can't play the copyright.
Is it because even bits of it you can? I thought, no, that sucks, man.
None of it.
She did a really beautiful version of it.
Wait a minute. No, I did.
Yeah, she pulled it up. My wife pulled it up, and we were like, "Whoa!"
I did see that.
That's fucking gut wrenching, dude. Like, that's right at the source. That was tough. But she did. I don't know. She sang like that. Could sing like that.
Thought I saw something with kids doing something. Maybe that was the same video. There was a lot out there. It was nice to see. I wish I would have seen. And I'm biased here, but wish I would have seen more. What I was afraid was going to happen with the passing of Brad Arnold did happen. I don't know if I mentioned it on here or not, just foreshadowing the future, because I know the world that we live in. I mean, and I know what Brad believed in politically. I mean, he was heavy on supporting the troops. He was heavy on being patriotic.
Yeah.
And he leaned right. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's a good old Southern boy.
Sure.
But, you know, he didn't scream it from the rooftops. I mean, he whispered it, but he didn't scream it. And Rolling Stone magazine, you douchebags, you wrote up an article, and that was part of your pull to get people to click and subscribe and pay and all that stuff. Is, I mean, I didn't read the whole article because you got to pay, and I'm not going to pay for your rag. But you know, your post was that, you know, even because of Brad's political views, he, you know, so I don't know if you took a swerve of like he was able to mediate with people, even though he leaned this way or what. I don't know. I just didn't even think it needed to be mentioned, to be completely honest with you.
It has nothing to do with anything. I mean, to do with his passing. I mean, that's just, that's terrible. I mean, that's just bringing things into the picture that, I mean, why would you do that? It's just, and you're making it about something that has nothing. It's just fucking stupid, man. I mean, and that isn't that how it would happen? I mean, we just experienced some of that business. It's like people taking one little thing or blowing something out of proportion or focusing on the wrong shit is what it comes down to, you know?
Completely.
Don't focus on the wrong shit.
Right. I mean, like there's so many other things that could have been mentioned about Brad Arnold, like the charity stuff that he did, the USO tours that he did, his love for NASCAR. I mean, his love for God, his faith, his family. I mean, the things that, I mean, a lot of this stuff is coming out now, the stuff that you don't see from a lot of artists, namely Brad Arnold, but, you know, him reaching out to fans. You know, I saw a video earlier today of a fan that couldn't go to a show because of like an illness or something. And he like did a video for him and just sent it to him.
Yeah.
Like he was known to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Talk about that shit, man.
I know. And you know, his charity, Better Life Foundation, I've done shows with Three Doors and, you know, back in the Shinedown days too. It was like Skinner, Three Doors, us. I think Cedar was on a couple of them. And, you know, just like he just had his heart in the right place and he tried to help people. So to bring that in to his, that just clouds things, man. Like, fuck off. I'm sorry, dude. Like,
even if it brings in just one hateful comment, because what that's going to do is generate the algorithm for the bots.
Yeah.
And then it's going to create a thing. And then you're going to get dumbos that have no connection to Brad Arnold, the music, or Three Doors, and just muddy the waters.
I mean, and they also make inferences and spread untruths, and it doesn't really pay tribute to someone that, I mean, it sucks because when I hate to see when good people get shit for things publicly like that. It's like, no, he was a good soul, man. And if people are going to demonize him for his political beliefs or whatever, religious beliefs, I mean, I think, is that the world we have? Something's got to change, dude. It sucks to live. I mean, something's got to fucking change, bro. You know,
it is.
If I need to get a way to reach in the camera and reach in the internet and punch you in the fucking face when you say shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be a way to cyber punch fuckers, you know?
do you find yourself, I don't know how much time you spend on your phone scrolling, but coming across videos of Brad and Three Doors in concert and watching him sing, and he's healthy and he's up there and he's enjoying himself and he's doing what he loves, and then just think for a second, he'll never do that ever again. And selfishly, we'll never be able to see that ever again. It just breaks my heart, man. I mean, I you know, listen to last episode or the episode before and my mindset with Brad Arnold, but I don't want to go into it here, but just my love for that guy. And I mean, I knew him, you know, you knew him 10 times better than I did, but he's just a good fucking person.
Yeah.
And he's gone. And you see those videos of him up on stage, you know, and I think for a lot of us, especially when you hit that middle age mark, you know, it is selfish. It is greed that comes in, not greed, but selfishly you think, you're like, I'm getting older.
Yeah.
And all these people that were part of my 20s, 30s, whatever, they're dying, they're going, they're leaving. You know, even Robert Duvall, you know, at 90 something years old.
I saw that.
I
Man,
love Robert Duvall.
I love him.
Jesse
Great.
Jackson, like Jesse Jackson in the 80s and the 90s, dude, that guy was the man, dude. He was everywhere. Now they're dead.
It does seem like people are dying, like and famous people dying and musicians dying like more than normal. That's bizarre, dude. I don't know. Like
It's been a rush 26, man. I tell you.
Shit, man.
It's been a rush 26. It's been, for Gen Xers, we were talking about this on an episode of the BS. For Gen Xers, you got Brad, James Vanderbeek, Catherine O'Hara, the guy from Cake, just like left and right and boom, boom, boom. And this is the stuff that our parents would talk to us about and be like, oh, I remember, Buddy Holly. And I remember, those, now we are having that conversation and it sucks.
I know.
It sucks,
I know, man. Speaking of that, recent news, what was it, 5 days ago about the old homicide?
Oh, Kurt Cobain. Yeah. Do you know that Kurt Cobain died? Was it April of 1994? April 5th, 1994. Kurt Cobain died at the age of course, 27 from this is what the conversation will be about, alleged self-inflicted gunshot wound in a Seattle home.
Did you happen to notice that it took till June 20th for the autopsy?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm so up to speed on everything.
So you know everything about this. Okay. I mean, I know the major points, but like,
have you seen any of the
why is it when it's someone like famous, OJ, Kurt Cobain, they fuck everything up? Or is that intentional? Like what is, I mean, like law enforcement, detective work, these are forensics, there's gotta be some routines going through that they go. I mean, there's police procedure, right? Like, how do they botch the procedure, or how do they not find the truth? I mean, just look at the evidence so it took a third party to come in and investigate this thing. That's what happened, correct?
Yeah. Well, before we get to that, let me ask you.
All right.
Yeah. 1994, April 5th, Kurt Cobain dead. To us as Gen Xers, it's equivalent to probably our parents and John Lennon.
John Lennon. Oh yeah. Oh
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you learn about Kurt Cobain's death in 94? Do you remember? Do you remember where you were at?
Man,
really?
I'd have to think about that one. I don't know, man. I just remember the time period. I mean, we were covering Nirvana songs in the band I was in. So, I mean, it was like, it was one of those things that he had just played Jacksonville too, like the Morocco Shrine and shit. And I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I don't know if I could remember exactly where it was, but I just remember the mindset of feeling like, okay, it's over. Like my generation's music is over. I mean,
that's crazy.
It's the end of grunge music.
Yeah, but that's crazy that you don't again, if you're comparing it to John Lennon, most people heard about it on Monday Night Football, right? When it was announced, that kind of thing. Like
I was like 3 when that happened, though.
But our parents would tell I'm comparing the stories and the generations is like they would tell you how and where they heard about it for the first time. Like my mother always tells me a story of when she was in high school and they came over the loudspeaker and announced the assassination of John F. Kennedy, President Kennedy.
Yeah.
And she remember, I mean, she can't remember her phone number, but she can remember every detail of that day. Yeah. Kurt Cobain at least for me, I was sitting in my dorm room at Wingate College in Wingate, North Carolina, and I was by myself, and I had a 13-inch 13-inch Walmart TV, and MTV was on, and Kurt Loder came on, and Kurt Loder was our Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
He came on and he announced the news that Kurt Cobain had died. And that, in itself, I mean, a lot of you listening, if you're a Gen Xer, probably your stories align with that's how you found out about it. Sure the fuck wasn't on your phone. I can tell you that right now.
No, I know. You got to think back to the way media was, how you heard about things. It was the news, or it was MTV news, of course, if it was in the music world, I mean, I remember a lot of the aftermath, like the Courtney Love and just the outpouring fans and the support afterwards. I remember like what she said and stuff. Do you remember? Because that was,
I remember her going out of the house and going out where all the people I think it was day of, held a vigil, and she went out there and sat with the people out there, the fans, and cried. And I remember something about a cassette tape, and and there was like hundreds, if not thousands, of people that gathered in this area there in the Seattle, area. And she just walked out. It might have been in front of their house or something. And she just walked out and hung out with everybody. But, that brings to the conspiracy all these years of, was she involved?
Yeah.
A lot of fingers points are.
Well, I did hear stories too of he would have to like hide his song ideas from her.
Oh, tell me that.
Yeah, he'd be in like the closet with his ideas from writing shit down because she would, notice like some of that whole stuff sounded, there's some Nirvana in there. I mean, I know Billy Corgan helped her out and shit, but I feel like some of that was just speculation, just saying. But I mean, I don't know if I can prove this, but a lot of those were Kurt's either leftovers or like things she heard in passing that she took.
Never even thought about that, to be honest with you.
I mean, why wouldn't he? Think about how good of a songwriter he was. I mean, and lyrically, and it was like something. I mean, no, there's been nothing like that. Can you name someone that's been that had that much of an impact on a generation since him?
Oh, since him. I mean, no. I mean, you equate it to the Beatles.
I mean, just that's what I'm saying. Like, who has done that since him? I mean, changed everything. He like ended careers. I mean, he didn't do that on purpose, but he ended the 80s, dude. Like with one song. I mean, really, Teen Spirit ended it. That was it. Yep. Fucking done, bro. I mean,
not on purpose.
I know. I know. He was just doing his thing. In fact, he was broke when that record came out. He's on the fucking streets and shit.
But also, I think he right place, right time, because he was, like that genre of music formed from what we were. It formed from the latchkey generation. Yeah. So us kids, that needed that key to get into the house because their parents were at work. It was a total different generation of music. So that 80s glam rock stuff, or just 80s music in general, synth, glam rock, whatever genre of the 80s. And I love the 80s music, don't get me wrong, but it was let's party, let's rock and roll. Girls, sex, drugs, rock and roll kind of thing.
Absolutely. And that was the decade of that was the decade of decadence. I mean, that was how they rolled.
But that was coming out of the 70s, where it was kind of a rollover type of thing. And then when we get into the 90s, our generation is very angry and very rebellious. I mean, that's where Spawn, Limp Bizkit, and Korn, Woodstock 99. I mean, it snowballed, the anger. We are a very angry and rebellious generation. That's why these new up and coming generations, and you pulling all your shit out there, don't fuck with us. Like eventually we're just going to say enough is enough, and we're going to lay the hammer down while we still have some type of energy in our bodies, But there hasn't been, I mean, we talk about this a lot, Brad, like there hasn't been a band that has had an impact that much unsolicitedly. That's even a word. You know what I mean? Like they didn't do it on purpose. They just did it. I mean, actually you can argue that, it's not even an argument. It's the truth. He hated it.
He did hate it. He absolutely was not. Every time they showed him, he did not want to be on camera. I mean, he didn't want to do interviews. He was just like the fame thing. It's crazy how that works though, too. It's like they just wanted every second of his time, and he was like, but he had some health problems too. She had like Crohn's, like he had some bad. So when he would scream from the guts, that shit was real, dude. I mean, that was fucking. They caught that shit. They caught his essence on tape and in live. I mean, he was just tortured, man. Yeah. And then for them to torture him in the media and everything else, like he was.
Well,
man.
The reason why we're talking about this, and alluded to it at the beginning of the conversation, but there has been some news going around that will probably interest you. The news is that they are reopening the death of Kurt Cobain, and the King County medical examiner ruled his death a suicide by the Remington model 1120 gauge shotgun.
Yeah.
Now an unofficial private sector team of forensic scientists, they're putting some fresh eyes on the autopsy and the crime scene materials, and they're bringing in Brian Burnett, who is a specialist who previously worked on cases involving overdoses followed by gunshot trauma. Independent researcher Michelle Wilkins, who worked with the team, told the Daily Mail that just after 3 days looking into the evidence with these fresh eyes, Burnett said, "This is a homicide. We've got to do something about it." Now, Kurt Cobain, again, died April 5th, 1994 at the age of 27. It's currently the year 2026. That's 32 years ago, if I'm doing my math right, that Kurt Cobain died. 32 years. I'm assuming this guy's maybe younger and just catching up with everything, but they've tried to reopen this case numerous times. I don't know. Have you seen any of the documentaries?
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The one with the French filmmaker, I think, is the best. And I forget which one that's called. He's the one that goes to the house of the drummer that says that Courtney Love offered him $50,000 to kill Kurt Cobain. You seen that one?
I didn't see that one. No.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't doubt that. I would believe that. I mean, as much as I would believe that, especially you're seeing the evidence here, and they're, if you know anything about junkies, they're most likely not going to set their needles up real nice and like it looks like someone that wasn't a junkie set his needles up. It shows it. Some of that stuff's common sense. They're all over the fucking place. They can barely even get up once they take their dose, man. Have you seen Train Spotting?
Yeah.
I mean, that's some dark. I mean, they're not like normal people that are doing normal everyday things in a neat sort of organized way. You know what I mean? They're on drugs. They're junkies. That's what it's same with like an alcoholic that's really bad off, So for someone to set up that scene that way, and for nobody in law enforcement to notice it, that's not strange to them. That wasn't strange that it was people that are trained to spot shit like this. No one picked up on that shit. I mean, I find that, not to be the conspiracy theorist, but
No,
I mean, here it is back up, and is making news because people are like, this is the way the blood splattered on his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that? Is inconsistent with him actually holding the rifle and shit. I mean, there's that to me. How did they not catch that part either?
Well, the biggest piece of evidence to me that shows that Kurt Cobain did not kill himself is that the amount of heroin
10 times the amount, man,
that was in his body would have like killed an elephant.
Yeah. There's no fucking way, dude.
There's no way that he then could have taken the shotgun and killed himself.
No,
it just doesn't.
Again, Train Spotting. Doom. They're out. That's it. You take enough. It's. I mean, they're fucking out, and if they die or they come back, I mean, that's fuck, man. You take 10 times your amount that he's normally. Plus, why would he do that? It wouldn't even, you know what I mean? Like someone shot that into his arm. Like, I mean, it's, and then try to make it look like he shot himself. Obviously. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man.
Now, do I think that he would be okay with going out? Maybe. I mean, he just seemed like kind of that guy, but
remember he was in Europe and had to be hospitalized, and that
shortly before.
Yes, that was a mess too. So, I mean,
that was their last tour.
It was
in utero tour. Yeah. And then he was he went rehab, hospital, and it was a bunch of stuff going on. And then he ended up dead. It was like the tour was over, I think, or I don't think they canceled early, but the tour was over. And then he just kind of it was just like all you guys just disappeared, after the tour, and you wait for it to start up again.
Yeah.
And didn't hear anything about Nirvana. The next thing you know, he's dead.
Yeah.
So who knows? But like, can you imagine 32 years later us finding? I mean, I can't think of another story, high profile story like this. 32 years later, we actually get the truth and conclusion to this, and the person that's responsible or had something to do with it is still alive. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
That's
coming. I mean, I hope that they uncover it and they finally figure it out, and whoever did that shit. Imagine living with something like that for 32 years. I mean, you're a dark motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Even imagine living with some type of knowledge or hunch that you could have, or information that you could have passed on to authorities. I mean, the players in this would be Courtney Love, Billy Corgan, Michael Stipe, right? Those three that we know of. And I'm sure there's plenty. I mean, Dave Grohl, maybe his bandmates, who knows? Chris Novoselic, who knows?
Yeah.
But I've talked to Corgan and I've kind of brought it up before and he shies away from it, right? Never talked to Stipe, but it's like, you don't want to say anything, right? It's one of those weird things.
Because he doesn't have to. I mean, he's not being deposed. It's like
that's by me.
Here to give a deposition. The thing is, either they know everything or they know nothing. I think people that close to him, and if they know something and never said anything, that sucks. I mean,
they said in this article, the conclusion followed an exhaustive review of the autopsy findings, which revealed signs inconsistent with the instantaneous gunshot death, kind of what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
The peer-reviewed paper presented 10 points of evidence suggesting Cobain was confronted by one or more assailants who forced a heroin overdose to incapacitate him before one of them shot him in the head, placed the gun in his arms, and left behind a forged suicide note.
A part of it he did write, though, right? Doesn't it say they thought he wrote part of it, but the rest of it was not consistent, the handwriting?
And if you watch some of the docs, they dig into that and they get like signature experts and handwriting experts, and it doesn't match up at all. I mean, it's plain as day.
Dude, that's why I'm like, how...
There are things in the autopsies that go, well, wait, this person didn't die very quickly of a gunshot blast, pointing to organ damage associated with oxygen deprivation.
Mm-hmm.
So like he was done before he was done, and I mean, and who uses that kind of
there's so much that just doesn't add up, dude. I
mean, this isn't like your normal, Mossberg shotgun, 12 gauge, it's a 20 gauge. So it shoots like a pistol, right? So it's a lot lighter. So I guess but it's like long barrel. It's just an odd gun.
It's for shooting birds.
Yeah. The shotgun was for like clay pigeon shooting.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, that was such there's just too much that just seems very staged, and very, I mean, who would, I mean, unless they were under the direction of Courtney Love, I mean, it's not like did he have enemies? I mean, he'd make good on the heroin payment. I mean, the fucker had a lot of money. I mean, he had a lot of success. So it's not like drug dealers were coming after him for, like on Friday or something, because it's fucking.
What if we found out it was Eddie Vedder?
Oh man,
I'm just kidding. Like, oh, we're a better band than you are and stuff. So he died when Kurt Cobain died in 94, the grunge era kind of tapered off. What would you say? Probably 96.
I'd say 96. I mean, actually Super Unknown came out in 94, I believe, Soundgarden, and that was their peak. I thought that was the best record. They won the Grammy. Black Hole Sun, the whole thing. Once that happened, I felt like that's when it started to kind of, and after, of course, Kurt was gone at that same year. So, Soundgarden had a slower kind of build. Nirvana kind of went like this. I mean, they had their days as an indie type band, but Soundgarden was the first one to get the major record. They got the deal with A&M, and they put out Louder Than Love, right?
But Soundgarden
89.
Soundgarden was never. I mean, I know. I personally think, more Chris Cornell than Soundgarden, but I don't think they ever got their due. I think they got kind of pushed down by the commercial value, because I don't think Soundgarden was a very commercial band. They got pushed aside because of the Nirvanas and the Pearl Jams, and even to an extent the Alice in Chains. Where they were more commercial radio friendly than Soundgarden.
That, and I think, I remember I read something that Matt Cameron, of course, being the drummer of Pearl Jam, when he joined up, uh, or where he had done Pearl Jam, and then they did the reunion with Soundgarden. He had learned a lot from Pearl Jam as far as how they run their business.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Pearl Jam and some of those other bands may have just had a better business plan as far as their bands went. And as far as, because they were doing, like, I remember Matt Cameron being like, man, you guys don't, we need to do this because Pearl Jam does it this way. And it's very successful. I don't know if he was talking about the merch or the touring or what exactly he was saying, but Soundgarden wasn't doing what they were doing, what Pearl Jam was doing. And Pearl Jam they've been kind of out of the spotlight for many years, but people show the fuck up,
Well, Pearl Jam's songs were easier to listen to for a mass audience than Soundgarden's were.
They had some though that were, think Black Hole Sun was very easy. I guess I think what you're saying is maybe Chris's voice might have been hard for people to mainstream people to stomach, because he could get,
yeah, but I'm talking about
belting that shit,
I'm talking about if you were to take a everyday average person that is just a music enthusiast, but not maybe a rock lover, and play Daughter or Even Flow versus Outshined.
Well, Outshined, yeah.
Hey,
or Slaves and Bulldozers. I fucking love that one. He's fucking, he's in it, man.
It was just, it's grittier. So it's not, it's a little bit harder on the mainstream ear is what I'm saying.
I get that. Okay. I get that part.
And that's why I'm saying, I don't think they got the credit where credit is due, because if you were to list the top vocalist of all time, Chris Cornell blows any of those in that genre out of the water. Eddie Vedder.
Lane Staley was pretty bad too. Well, but they're fucking close. I feel what you're saying. I feel you. I got you.
Yeah. Chris Cornell was just a vocal god.
Yeah.
And it was,
and he had a longer run at it. Well, I guess Eddie Vedder's still around though. Fucker's resilient.
Audio Slave to me,
that was badass, dude. I fucking love that shit. That was my two favorite bands, basically. Well, of course, I love Alice in Chains, but Soundgarden and Rage together, I'm like, I'm in. Let's fucking go, bro. You kidding me?
Audio Slave was
bad as shit. Yeah, especially that first record, man. I'm like, what the fuck? It had so much power.
Mm-hmm.
You think about Like a Stone though, like he had a way, like I think later on, maybe after Soundgarden, to find that audience. Chris did. I think Chris did.
I think if Audio Slave was a band during the grunge era, they would have had more success than Soundgarden.
Okay, I could see that.
You understand where I'm coming from?
I know where you're coming from. I think Soundgarden did have some things that where people it just didn't register properly. Like, but when they did put out Super Unknown, though, I do think they finally had a couple songs on there, My Wave, and some of my favorite songs were never released though. Like The Day I Tried to Live, I think it was gonna be a single, and then maybe it just never got put out there as a single, and to try to reach. But look at the lyrics to that song. Really look at the lyrics to Rusty Cage.
Yeah.
And Chris even said, he was like, wow, I do that song and I write it and we do it the way we do it in Soundgarden and no one gives a shit. He said, but Johnny Cash does it and everyone's like, God dang, those lyrics are something, man. And he's like, it's the same fucking lyrics as when I did it, man. He's like, he's like, fuck off. Like, why didn't it connect when he did it? That's weird.
What do you think the worst case scenario could be for the public if this new information about Kurt Cobain's death comes out and we find that he was murdered? Do you think it changes his legacy at all?
I think he's still going to be regarded as a legend. And that's not going to change no matter how he went out. I think if anything, it just goes to show you the level of corruption and also people believe things. I just think that, I don't know, it's a testament to like how things can be A, covered up, and then B, swept under the rug. Same with that, like it's like that's scary to me, because this guy fucking changed a generation with his music and with his lyrics and his energy, and then to go out being murdered. I just hope it makes people not say, "Oh, it's just a fucking conspiracy. You're just a theorist." I'm like, no, it's not a conspiracy when it's proven to be fucking true, right?
I think it helps his legacy, though. I mean, instead of taking your own life, you kind of look back and you go, all right, that some bitch was murdered. We were telling you that since 1994. He didn't want to go
That's
out.
a bit more gangster, I guess you'd say, than
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot
killing
more.
yourself. I mean, that's a terrible way to go, man. Suicide's very tough.
Especially with that
fuck.
gun and the heroin. Like, just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But that gun is a big gun. I mean, it's very reminiscent. You want to hear a quick story? Very reminiscent. We talk about like nobody shoots himself with that kind of gun and this and this and this and that. When I was like 6 years old, I grew up in Severna Park, Maryland, which is right outside of Annapolis, Maryland. And our neighbors next door, the Dietrichs, as a kid, I'd go over there. I'm like 6, 7 years old and play with the girls that lived there, Pammy and Debbie, and their grandparents lived with them. And, I'm a kid. I don't know shit. And their grandfather, Mr. Ed, and every day he'd wear these overalls and a blue shirt and red suspenders every single day of his life. And he was happily married to his wife for a million years. Nicest guy in the world. So I guess he was diagnosed with cancer. And I was out on the jungle gym little thing by myself, waiting for the girls and their little brother, Jason, to come out and play. So I was there by myself. I see Mr. Ed carrying something in a blanket, long. And he always drove this orange kind of beat up-ish van. I know it sounds creepy, but he was a good dude. And he walks by me with this blanket, something in it. And I said, "Hi, Mr. Ed." And he goes, "Hi, Jason." And that was it. And then he gets in his van and he goes, now we lived on the water, the Magathie River that opened up into the Chesapeake. Later on that day, I hear my mom having a conversation and I find out that because he was just diagnosed with cancer, he left a note to his wife, says, "I love you." That was it. Goes to the riverbank and takes his own life with that gun. Wow. So I was the last person that I know of to see that guy alive, but he had a long gun too. That's every time I see the picture of that 20 gauge that allegedly Kurt Cobain used to kill himself, I always think of that story because it's the only other time I've ever heard of somebody taking their life with a long gun. That's just weird to me. Now, maybe it happens all the time. Drink for being stupid. I don't know. But I think, when I asked you the question about the legacy stuff, I do think it'll change his legacy a little bit.
I guess for me, I just never thought poorly of him because of that. The guy had problems, man, and suicide's a terrible thing. So I never was like, man, hating on him for that reason. And I always thought it was very odd, the circumstances. I'm like, here's this guy. I always call bullshit when I hear things. I do, until someone proves to me that it's what they're telling me. The story is real. You know what I mean? I don't know. Here's another example, dude. Like I don't know. I just wish that, to me, this should have been sorted years ago. Why did it take 32 fucking years for this? This guy was, loved by so many people, and not to mention his own inner circle. Frances Bean, he had a daughter. This shit it's fucked up, man. If someone did this to him,
I always wanted to know what she thought. Like if she thinks that if her dad committed suicide or he was murdered.
Yeah. It's tough, man. I know people whose dads were legends and they passed and they didn't even get to know them. And it's just tough for them to grow up without a father. Yeah. And especially someone of that caliber of a person, like in a musician. It's like, we know the Skinner folks, of course, Melody, and, of course, Ronnie died super young and a complete legend. That guy, Ronnie Van Zant was, it's just, he's up there with Cobain in my book, you know what I mean? And John Lennon and all the rest of them. But she grew up not knowing her dad, but everyone around her knew him. And then the fans thought they knew him, because of course they knew him through his music, so it's like,
do you remember the story a couple years back? Kurt Cobain's daughter, Frances Bean, she was dating some guy. I don't know who it was. I think he was a musician, and he took Kurt Cobain's guitar. Like they broke up or something, and he wouldn't give it back.
oh,
And it was like a big to do. And like, just as a fan, I was angry.
yeah.
I'm going, who do you think you are?
Oh shit. It makes you want to go find him and like straighten him out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
If you're going to do something, get on this case about finding the real reason Kurt Cobain is dead now that they've reopened up his case. But until then, don't touch the fucking guitar.
And nobody gets hurt.
We'll talk about the guitar later. Until then, hands off. Okay? Hands off. It just infuriated me that the guy had the balls to take.
Fucking disrespectful as hell, though, dude. I mean, regardless of what's going on with her, that's fucked up. I mean,
right.
Who does that shit?
Yeah. That's kind of like, Jason Todd and Melody, right?
Yeah.
Being around the stories of the Van Zants and Skinner and the memorabilia and everything in that house is memorabilia.
And owning the Freebird and, cafe. It was called the Freebird Cafe. It was later called Freebird Live. Running the club. All the platinum records are up. I mean, it was Ronnie's place. It's the house that Ronnie built. Yeah. And all the musicians and everyone that respected Skinner loved playing there. And, she had the studio at the time back in the day, Made in the Shade. That was cool. We recorded a lot of the Shinedown demos at Made in the Shade. So that was Judy's, that was part of Ronnie's legacy too. She wanted to honor him by opening the studio so local musicians could come in there and make their records there, the recordings. I mean,
that'd make me so uncomfortable if I was dating the daughter of somebody of that stature. I couldn't do it. I've been in situations similar, not at that high of a level.
That's pretty high level. I know that
it's the highest level. Right. I
try living up to that one. Like,
right.
Or even getting close to living up to that one. I mean, and most girls, their dad is who they compare everybody to, so especially early in their lives, their future husbands. Well, how does he measure up to my father? That's their
right. Girl has daddy issues and you start dating Kurt Cobain's daughter.
Fuck.
I mean, how difficult would it be not to ask the question? And especially now with the new information that they're trying to reopen the case and just even have that conversation, especially if you're older. Let's just say one of us were to date her, like 30 years difference, creepy and weird, would still be like, I know, you were just nothing, a baby or whatever. But I remember that day when your dad died. Thoughts about Rio? It's so weird. Just an odd conversation to have.
Sorry, you froze for a second on my side.
Dude, your new internet's awesome. I gotta tell you,
man. I have an extender right behind me, dude. Like they came in, they took they took the readings and they're like, all right, definitely going to need one for upstairs. I mean, it's IQ fiber. I got a gig. That should be plenty.
Mm-hmm. IQ. Did you ask them what their IQ was when they installed it?
Man.
So disappointed with Brad's new internet. I just paid all this money for the new internet. It sucks.
Actually, dude, like we were paying way too much when we had the Xfinity. And it still wasn't good. So IQ Fiber lays their stuff down in our neighborhood, and I think there was no taxes. There was we'd have to buy any equipment. I think it was $85 maybe for a gig.
For how long though?
A month. No, there's no price escalations. No, it's 85 tax tag and title, 85 even every month. That's it.
It's nice. That's what I pay for AT&T. In my neighborhood, they started laying down, like they brought in T-Mobile. Yeah. And then there's another company that's coming in that's laying down fiber, and they tear up my yard.
Yeah.
every single time.
That's happened at least 2 or 3 times in our neighborhood too. Yeah. I'm
It drives me insane. And this last company, who I guess they're not done because I've got all these cables laying on technically my lawn, which if they're not gone by tomorrow, I'm probably going to throw them away. Yeah. But they do the spray paint, which drives me even more insane.
Yeah.
It looks like I've got 4 square boards all over my yard. And oddly enough, where they were, and they did this because I saw it, was like, is this my yard, or they're doing it other places? This X that they were doing for a certain area, it looked like a swastika. Like when at first glance, I looked at it and I was like, what is that, a swastika? I was like, on my lawn? Get that shit out of here, dude.
That's the last thing I need. Yeah.
What kind of company is this?
Here comes TMZ.
All right. Well, anyway, if we get any more information, I mean, this is kind of a big to do with the Kurt Cobain stuff. If that's your thing, if you're interested, conspiracy, yeah, maybe. I mean, I've never thought from day one that he took his own life, to be honest with you.
I mean, think about it, even recently with the Epstein shit, all this stuff coming out, man. I mean,
he didn't kill himself either, by the way.
No, thank you. Come on, man. Like, oh, the cameras stopped working and the guard was nowhere to be found for like a few minutes. And then, oh, okay. Yeah, right. The people just fucking buy it. Like it's fact. I'm do you really? Y'all bought that shit. Like, really?
Do you really think a man with that kind of ego and narcissism, with that kind of money, isn't thinking every minute of every day that he's in that jail cell, oh, I'm okay, I can buy my way out of this. Plus, I've got so much dirt on everyone.
Dirt on everybody, from fucking kings to queen, dude, like the presidents, everybody, dude, was in on that shit, man.
It was the worst cover-up.
Have you been following it, though?
I
mean, there's some dark I mean, they tied him with, I'm sure you saw the thing where he's in a cape and he's doing selfies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, man. I originally saw that before that one came out, and I can't find it now. And it was a guy in an eyes wide shut mask. And, and it's the scene from the movie when they're downstairs and they're all surrounding him. And that guy goes up to street level in that mask, and he's taking selfies with everybody, and he's connected to everything from professional sports to Harvard to everything. And then like a week later, the one with Epstein in the cape doing the same shit. So I don't know if you saw the one with the eyes wide shut shit, but it's definitely like he comes up out of the fucking straight up out of the underworld, basically.
So I have a theory. The end result of the Epstein files, that he was smart enough from day one. It was a master plan to take everybody out. Yeah. And so, I don't think he was on anyone's side. If anything, he was part of a new world order, and just to take everyone out. And I still think that there's a smoking gun out there for him, not to clear him because he was a horrible person, but everything he did on it wasn't spontaneous. It was strategic.
Oh yeah.
He's and somebody out there has got even more intel and is just waiting to explode that bomb.
But it's also putting the stuff that's already there together. Did you watch the Tucker Carlson interview recently? He was a guy challenged some young person that's got the time to dive deep into this shit, and this kid did it on Twitter X, and starts talking about how he visited Harvard, the same group of professors. He took meetings with these folks, and then he was also heavily invested in CRISPR. Are you familiar with CRISPR? That's gene editing technology. He was in bed, and so then they start talking about the reasons and how, like, I don't want to get too crazy into it, but it's a deep dive, and it's interesting because it basically, people are like, was he trying to start his own master race of people using these celebrities, using the technology, the gene editing thing? It goes way dark. That's why there was the trafficking thing with young girls and the blackmail thing to keep it hush. I mean, there's a lot of shit that went through that island.
Like I said, I think it's bigger than just a pervert who had
Oh yeah. Oh, that's easy for them to just say that though.
right.
And to put it there and then move on. It's a technique the media uses to start the story and end it and move on to where let's distract him now with the fire, or fucking a hurricane.
And if we got the names of people that he has dirt on, just burn it all down. I mean, right, left,
Dude.
in between. I'd love to see both sides of the aisle try to talk their way out of this one.
But he was smart in doing that because everybody's implicated.
Right.
It ain't just one or the other. It's like, man, he got them all, dude. Everybody's fine.
It was a new world order type of thing. And people that we don't know, like non-celebrities, like it'll be 4-tier down on the news stories for the day, but people are losing their jobs on a daily basis. CEOs of companies, because they're mentioned in the Epstein file, just mentioned.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, shape, form, fashion. I mean, we're talking people that are making millions of dollars a year, and now they're fired because their name is in these files.
Yeah.
Like if let's just say he is dead, taking people out after death like that, that's gangster.
It's gangster, dude. Like he fucked them all up, dude. Like, and if anything, if he was someone's pawn, like who? I mean, or was he the mastermind, or was it who was controlling him?
I think there's somebody bigger than him.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
New World Order, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Satan was the devil himself. I mean, who fucking knows, dude? That's crazy.
People that look, we're at episode 37. By now, we talk the rock and roll, we get some personal in there, and then usually it ends with conspiracy and aliens. So,
I mean, not even the alien thing. I mean, well, I guess sometimes.
don't get me started about Jesus being born in a cave. Don't even get me started on that,
man.
Don't get me started. Like maybe Brad now will start another, because that's what I need.
Dude, check this out. I got to send this to you. So I got this. Okay, of course on YouTube. Have you seen the one where have you seen the Truman Show? Sorry, my dog wants out.
Yeah, of course.
So the Truman Show, and it takes the book of Enoch, and also it takes actually the Gnostic. Do you remember the Nag Hammadi text, the ones that were found? Not the Dead Sea Scrolls, but the ones that were found.
Your dog gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm having my son let him out.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was getting ready to wrap up the episode. You to wrap?
No, that's all good, man. Sorry, dude. It's not like
you can Enoch next episode. What do you want to do?
Anyway, it's how I'll send it to you. It will blow your fucking mind. The story of it, like the demiurge and just the way the Gnostics, it's an allegory. It's an allegorical context there. But I'll send it to you. It's 20 minutes. And just you could look it up yourself if you want, just Truman Show and the Gnostic Gospels and allegory, and it comes up, and it's like, wow.
Okay, I'm in.
Let's go. I mean, it's one of those things where the fact that someone put it together like that, it's like the Wizard of Oz with the Dark Side of the Moon type shit. Like, wow, if someone put that together, it's like, how would you? It's interesting.
Yeah, it's the Easter egg, life Easter egg. All right, look, let your dog out before Duty Pop's going.
I don't want him to piss or shit up here. So I was like, okay, I texted my son. I'm like, can you get him out of here?
Saliva news, anything before we get out?
Man, not really. We just shows kind of come popping up. No big tour that I'm aware of or anything for now.
Can you tell those mofos to hook some brothers up on social media? I tag them on all of our stuff and give a little data boy or something. Maybe help a brother out. Nope.
I will. I mean, I barely even talk to any of them unless we're together. So that's why I'm like, I find out news sometimes after other people already know the news. I'm like, oh, we're playing here. Oh, okay, cool. When is that happening again? Oh, okay, whatever.
Keep this podcast handy, Brad. You might need something to do in your off time here. Okay.
I know.
All right. Look. For those that are listening, thank you so much. Remember, please, this is my ask of you. Like, this is part of kind of like what I do for a living, like full time. So I do other shows as well. if you enjoy Brad and I together, I do a show with my wife on Mondays called Honey, I Raised the Kids, which is funny as shit because she's awesome. It's about us becoming empty nesters and starting a second life. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I do a show called The BS, which is like what my radio show was, a guy show, that women love to listen to. That's kind of how I tee it up. Tuesday and Thursdays are just for subscribers. If you can find it in your heart and it's something you want to do and subscribe, you can go to jasonbailey.com and do that. The merch for all shows, especially the Vinyl Road podcast, up there on jasonbailey.com. Our links for all of our social media, our sponsors. And if you'd like to become a sponsor, please let us know. I've got some really cool ideas, some new ideas that I'd like to implement, but I got to get a sponsor first. So with that being said, brother man, you got anything before we get out?
Peace. No, I just want to say thanks to everyone listening. I'm a little bit out of sorts this week and actually last week. I actually think you guys may know that I do sell real estate on the side. Well, I'm in school last week and this week. It's broker school to be a real estate broker. It actually kind of ups the ante of your license and your opportunities. So that's been a lot to deal with, and then try to jump on here and still have at least a brain cell or two left to sound like I can have a conversation. So, but the test is next week and I'll be done with that part of it at least. And then I'll take the state test, but bear with me. Thanks for listening and God bless y'all, man. It's much appreciated.
You get any looks in your broker school? We go, guys, the dreadlocks over there. It's kind of weird.
I will say no one looks like me in there. That's for sure. They're like, huh, it doesn't look like a real estate broker, but fuck it. Maybe, it's just, maybe
that's the trick. Maybe I need to get dreads. Maybe that's the trick.
They kind of go, where do you operate out of again? Like I go, I'm towards the beach. And, I'm like, actually, I have a full-time profession but this is something I've always liked and I dabble in it. And it's something I can
control.
Yeah. And it's also cool to have something completely not related to the music business at all. It's something absolutely, besides my sphere of influence and the people I'm able to help out though, that I know from the band and stuff. That part's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's we could do a whole show on other things that we do that are outside of what we originally did and what we're doing now and what we're that's kind of what the Honey episode's all about. Anyway, look, thanks for the support. Thanks for listening to us and supporting us. You guys are great on social media. You guys are very active and we appreciate that, especially in that private Facebook group for the Vinyl Roadies. I think it's a private Facebook group.
Well, there's two. I think there's private and there's
a public
one. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are cool, man. Thank you so much. That's badass. Let me address something really, really quick. I meant to bring this up last episode. There was, I think, a girl that had posted something on our Instagram regarding the Barry stuff, the Shinedown, the Kid Rock concert, that whole debacle. And I was trying to explain to her, and I thought I was nice about it. And it's just how social media works. One of my biggest pet peeves is like when I post these, what I call snaps, they're like 60 seconds long. It's just 60 seconds of an entire show that's an hour long. And people think the entire show is that, or, everything that 60 seconds is. Right. So I said to her comment, like lean towards that. So I just responded like, hey, make sure you listen to the full show and it'll explain it. And she snaps back at me. And then it got like out of control where she's like, well, I can't voice my opinion. I'm like, no, you voice your opinion. I'm just saying, make sure you listen to the whole show so you understand it wasn't all that. There was more to it. And I don't think she got it. And she was angry and she might've left us for good. I don't know. But
well, hopefully not, man. There's going to be things that are said on this show that doesn't jive with people. And we, unintentionally, I guess it pissed some people off.
Did you see
that? So, I hate that because I want people to listen. I just hope that they know that, none of this is scripted. We're just kind of talking and we don't go and edit any of this either. And sometimes you're not going to agree with us and hopefully we don't say something in passing that completely alienates you from listening. It's tough to be in our position though, too, just because of those reasons. I mean, it's like, it's hard to do anything these days without someone being like, man, I can't believe he said that about fill in the blank. And then it's like, man, I mean, I'm sorry that affected you so deeply, but us as individuals do have a right to our opinions too. See, I can't talk, dude. I'm fucking brain dead, dude.
Did you see the back and forth on Instagram?
I did see it. It's tough because you can't tell tone of voice, and you can't tell if someone's just sort of counterpointing you, or if they're really pissed about it, or because if you could read that conversation a couple different ways, I think, right?
No, I thought it was on my end pretty fucking clear. Like I was just suggesting.
I meant like her response to your responses.
Oh no, I thought it was bitchy. Like I thought it was like you're run of the mill wokey, not understanding, and like you're just not listening. You're talking and you're just not listening. That's the way that I interpreted it. That's why I like 2 or 3 times gently explained, hey, look, no, I have this problem often, blah, blah, blah. And it was like fire back before you even finished reading it. So I saw it and I just was like, you're grown ass people. Y'all can handle each other. I know you would handle it accordingly, and so would they. It's just, I just wish people could, everyone's very offendable these days, dude. Like it sucks because I mean, it's horrible.
And granted, man, listen, I just don't think our intention is to offend anybody. We're just on here fucking around, talking about music and talking about stories and trying to have some fun. And we value people's opinions, of course, and we value their energy. And dude, there's a million things they could do besides listen to this. Listen to us. I mean, there's fucking, just in the podcast world, there's a million fucking things. Yeah. So, I mean, that's why I would say we really appreciate them listening. But again, I mean, we're all people and we all come from different places. But at the same time, it's like, you have to kind of go into listening to something like this, knowing that, right? I would think,
Well, it wasn't about us. It wasn't about the show. It was about the clip.
No, but I'm just saying the culture of things. If you say something like what Barry said, then all of a sudden it gets picked up and people think that that's the whole show was about Ludacris and the one fucking show. No, it was a fucking 10-second thing, man. Like, and now it's made Apple News and shit. Like, that's crazy, right? And the fucking Rolling Stones talking about it, and now they're doing all this damage control, I'm sure. But I'm like, we'd never wanted that to fucking happen. Of course not. Hell no, dude. Like, and anyway, that was my point. It was people taking one little thing and further to your point, listen to the whole episode so you can get a bit more context of what was been said.
Yeah, I keep meaning to change that little outro that I put on there where it says listen to the whole fucking episode before you make a comment. I keep meaning to edit that, so I'll get there eventually. I'll get there and I'll put that in there. Like Pat,
but it's a TikTok world though, dude. A lot of people they want this, they want the clips, man. So it is. I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's different thing, man.
They probably don't even get to the end of the 60 seconds, to be honest with you.
They might not, dude. They're like, I don't give a fuck. Next, they go to the next fucking thing.
It's funny because it's funny to see. I post these social snaps for all of my shows. And, so I'll do a minimum of 5 per week, which is a good amount of content.
Yeah.
And I posted one this past Monday for the Honey, I Raised the Kids episode. Actually, I did 2 for that episode, but during the show, my wife, in the middle of a conversation that we were having, says, stop, you got to pause it. You got to stop. You got to pause it, because the dog was, throwing up in the studio. But, I know that's going to attract people. The clip was really, really short, like shorter than normal. It was like maybe 25-ish seconds. That thing has got so many more views just because I, kind of stitch. Well, I don't know if it's called stitching, but I take a smaller clip and put it in front of the smaller clip. Yeah. And it starts with her going, oh, wait a minute, stop. You got to stop the show. And I was like, I wonder if people are going to gravitate towards this and watch it. Sure the fuck did.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need that every time.
Yeah. Like the bloopers and shit. Like that's the best part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Look, thanks for listening. Thanks for the support. Have yourself a great and safe rest of your day. If you're going to be doing some drinking, I understand. I get it. But if you've had too much, please don't get behind the wheel of a car. I've lost way too many friends like that. And I do not want to see that happen to you. And sure the shit, don't be going and posting on social media, or you We'll lose a lot of friends like that, and we will talk to you soon. Hey, bye.
I think we should do a podcast about rock and roll. I got some stories.
That's it for this episode. Check out jasonbailey.com for more shows. Until next time.
Bye.
3 different shows, 5 days a week, 1 feed, details, and to subscribe, jasonbailey.com.